morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. Hope you're all doing well today. It's okay, we can all stop panicking. It's okay. Meghan and Harry have released a statement. Their spokesperson says, oh, there's the camera. They're not going to sue. They're not going to sue. And I haven't got the exact quote here. It's something like, it's baseless and boring. the suggestion that they would. Why would anybody suggest they'd sue a cartoon? I don't know. Maybe they're a bit litigious and they like suing people. One can only imagine the conversations between them and their PR advisors, who might have really put their foot down this time and said, no, you're not suing. That's going to look even worse. You're going to make it worse. But they couldn't help the statement being terse, curt, boring, baseless. I see poor old Neil Sean is in the thick of the storm. He's such a lovely guy. He's one of the most inoffensive people you could possibly hope to meet. He's an absolute treasure, absolute darling. And he always says, allegedly, always. He always says, we have to say, as always, allegedly, on this show. Poor Neil. Anyway, so no, they're not suing because it's the allegations, the mere suggestion that they would is boring and baseless. And I see that the Daily Mail said that the spokesperson didn't address whether Meghan really was upset by South Park or not. But I have seen in another publication, and I don't know if it's true, I can't remember which one, that apparently her spokesman has said, it's lies. Just the one word. Lies. Baseless, boring lies. They didn't say that, but they're making it worse and worse and worse. And I don't know about anyone else, but they're making me laugh more and more and more. I mean, Harry, and I haven't read his book and I haven't heard the audio version. I might do one day. For him to, as I'm sure he will have seen it, he's poured his heart out into this massive book called Spare, right? This was his big thing. They had a big build up to it, a big promo, and he feels this is his moment and this is his heart and soul in a book. To see it on a cartoon renamed Wah, that's got to sting, hasn't it? That has got to sting, and so soon after the book release as well. And the cartoon of him is just... I knew they wouldn't laugh at it. I mean, they haven't released a statement saying, actually, Meghan and Harry are honoured to be included in the South Park show, which a lot of people would say. They'd say, yeah, I saw that, I was really funny. And, wow, I'm up there. I've arrived, I was on South Park. No. It's baseless, boring lies. So now, I can believe, personally, it's my opinion, that she hit the roof. Harry panicked, running around. I can just envisage it now in the Montecito mansion. I don't know if someone was just being satirical or where I heard this, but somebody said or suggested or imagine Harry ringing up the creators of South Park and saying, you've misunderstood Meghan. No, you need to do another episode where she's not misunderstood. And then bursting out laughing, saying, it's a cartoon. I think that was just someone like joking. I've made a few notes because, as you know, I forget things. South Park, I've never really been a watcher of the show. I guess the ratings are going through the roof at the moment. And I think it's on Netflix, and I cancelled my Netflix. So, no, I don't want to renew Netflix. Nah, I don't think so. It is kind of, there's an irony, isn't there? That there's Meghan being sued by her half-sister Samantha, and her lawyer, nay, but a week ago was saying, First Amendment, Meghan's right to free speech, which includes the right to criticise, comment, opinion. Well, isn't it Kyle on South Park? Doesn't little Kyle deserve his First Amendment and his free speech? I'm sure that's been pointed out to them. I saw an article in Newsweek. Jack Royston, once upon a time, was a big critic of Yankee Wally. Remember that guy? Well, he's been on the other side of the fence. He's actually become one of the, I think, loudest critics in a way by publishing stories such as their popularity has dunked in the US. If it hadn't dunked then, I think, because I'm just guessing, I don't know what the demographic of South Park viewers are. I'm guessing maybe the sort of people that Meghan and Harry were hoping to appeal to. In the same Newsweek article, and I will put a link to it, you know, full credit to Jack Royston in Newsweek, they seem to have talked to somebody who's a PR person, or I don't know what she is, called Kirsten Meinzer. I don't think she works for Meghan and Harry or is connected to them, I've no idea. But she's sort of saying, oh, of course they would never have sued because they're in good company. And then she goes on to cite other comedy and where they've taken the piss out of other stars. But obviously she's drawn out the absolute worst examples of South Park's humour. And then she goes on to say, they've never been a bastion of good taste and they've absolutely been offensive. Okay, well, comedy can be like that sometimes, you know? And why on earth? Why would Harry and Meghan sue? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because they made a right unholy hoo-ha about the Daily Mail on Sunday having published an open letter that Meghan wrote to her father in squiggly wiggly writing that she then went on to claim was a work of art and she had the copyright to it. Whereas now, I had nothing to do with finding freedom. That's not my copyright. I have nothing to do with that work of art. All changes, doesn't it, depending from lawsuit to lawsuit. Oh yeah, there's been more than one lawsuit going on. Maybe that's why people... And I didn't see any newspaper, any publication, any YouTuber, anybody, certainly not the lovely Neil Sean, saying as a fact that they were going to sue. People were just saying, I wonder if they'll sue. I can imagine they're going to sue. So to call something lies... To be a lie, one must have said something as a fact in the first place for it to then be a lie. I don't know, like, I had nothing to do with that book. I didn't write that book at all. Whoopsies, I just misremembered. It's... In my opinion, and I've said this many times before, it's a state of mind with Meghan. It's a state of mind, and nothing is going to change that. She can change her PR people as many times as she likes, until... she herself can get her head around that she cannot have everything her own way. And that's not going to happen because, in my opinion, she has a particular state of mind. And I bet you, I can well imagine, myself personally, this is my opinion, she is going off her head. I think she'll be livid, absolutely livid with South Park. So, anyway, she could always write them a curly-whirly letter that's a work of art that she's created, and she could copyright it first before sending it to them in case they leak the letter or put a fake letter in a future cartoon episode. I hope that South Park do more, actually. And that's not because of Meghan and Harry. I just thought it was really, really, really funny. And as I say, I was never really a fan before. I couldn't... Oh, and the other thing the Newsweek go on about is how they swear. They swear on South Park. Newsflash, I think it's a 25-year-old show, and yeah, I think they always have, haven't they? I don't know, South Park fans out there, correct me if I'm wrong, and they dared to use the word bitch. Bitch! After Meghan did her podcast, someone calls me a bitch, they're just trying to dismiss me and shut me up. That could be why, but there could be one or two other reasons why that word is used sometimes with you, Meghan. Over to you guys. Thank you very much for listening.